Do you keep making promises to yourself and saying that you are going to start making healthier habits, that you're going to start exercising on a consistent basis, that you're going to start being more active, maybe logging your steps or looking at your steps, that kind of thing, that you're going to start going to bed earlier, getting better sleep, or that you're going to start maybe eating better, eating less processed foods, just eating better altogether. And somehow you cave. Somehow, you have all the best intentions in the morning, and then you hit a snafu or something, and then before you know it, all of those good intentions have gone out the window, and you're left doing the exact thing that you said that morning that you were not going to do that day. Or either you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, or you're not doing what you said you'd be doing, right? And that is, so typical. And that is really what happens to so many people. I mean, look at New Year's resolutions. My name is June Melia. I'm a personal trainer of more than 20 years and a health coach. And I help people make changes, positive, healthy changes in their life. So if you fall into that category where you seem to have the best intentions in the morning, and then the wheels come off by 10 a.m., by lunchtime, by 3 p.m., and then all those good intentions are out the window, you're not alone. This is so normal, and it happens to the best of us. So there are 3 things that I have found make my clients cave. Stress is number 1. If you're stressed out, right? If you're like running in circles, if you're just, unable to think clearly, stress. If you are distracted, you're just like not thinking, maybe you're driving in the car eating a snack, or you're just not focusing on it for whatever reason. Stress and distraction might go hand in hand. And number 3 is being super exhausted. Being exhausted wreaks havoc on our our hunger. Our hunger cues totally wreaks havoc. And if you've ever found that you don't get great sleep, and then the next day you're just feeling super snacky, well, that's just like your body's way of saying, if you're not going to give me good sleep, then I'm going to need to find energy somewhere. And so there you are, eating lots of snacks because you went to bed too late. So if this is you, I've got 3 ideas for you to start implementing, and maybe you'll take one of these ideas and run with it. So my first idea is you need to set aside time the night before in order to plan ahead for the next day. In my opinion, and in my experience, starting in the morning with good intentions, I don't think it cuts it. I think you need to, the night before, have a visual, if not a written down plan of when you're getting up, what you're going to eat, when you're going to have your water, and all of that needs to be planned ahead in a calm time the night before. So plan for the next day. Think through it the night before. Think through it so that you're not stuck in the morning without, packing a lunch or having food prepared or whatever. You want to be prepared the night before. Number 2 is do your best to get good sleep. So if you can, shut down electronics at least an hour before you go to sleep. You just want to sort of set the stage for the best sleep that you can get, so that you're not prone to these sleepy munchies or the stress. So that's my number 1. Plan the night before, get good sleep. They kind of go hand in hand. And then also write it out in a planner or an outline. Now, I have a planner, I have a sheet I give to my clients. And that's really helpful because you can kind of box out your day in a way that can be really helpful. But if you have a planner that you use, or even if you have just like, I'm a pen and paper kind of person, and I would just write down what your plan is. So big picture, you could do this on a Sunday night or whatever, and like plan for the week. And then micro planning, kind of like the night before, you're looking at what the day is going to be and how you're going to be eating. You know, if you make a really healthy dinner the night before, the next day you have that for lunch. And that's what we've been doing here in our house, and it works really well. So writing it out in a planner is a really good idea. All right. So, and then I say this to clients all the time. What is your bare minimum? What is the least acceptable amount of work you're willing to do to hit your goal? Because you should be hitting at least that every day. So if your bare minimum is, I'm going to walk 5,000 steps every day, I'm going to make sure I get 2 to 3 healthy meals, and I'm going to drink 64 ounces of water every day. If you know, if that's your bare minimum, then you need to have a plan for that created the night before. So creating a bare minimum and knowing what your bare minimum is really important. Your bare minimum, it should be something that is just you're just not willing to do anything less than that. That is your bare minimum. The only reason not to hit those goals would be like serious illness, a death in the family. Like those two things might throw you off the rails, but other than that, you really need to have a little bit of or a lot of like self-reflection in what you are standing for your health, and what you have to do in order to maintain that and nothing less than that. So get that down in writing. And I also have a sheet that I give my clients, just a very simple sheet that you just, you basically check off boxes every day to make sure that you are hitting those bare minimum goals. Because if you don't have that, you really don't have much, right? And like I said, if someone isn't dying or you're not like super sick, these are goals that you should just be getting in general. So if you can't seem to get moving, typically you just need, you need the reality here, right? And this is like the sad truth, is that in order to do this, in order to make a change in how you're going to be moving forward, you need to set aside time in order to think about it, and maybe write down some notes and do a little bit of inner reflection and soul searching in what your bare minimum is and what you are not willing to, how low you're willing to go without just really losing your health in the meantime. So that's my recommendation. Plan the night before and or the Sunday before the week starts. Write it down in a planner. Get an mind's view of what your week is looking like, what your next day is looking like, and create a bare minimum. What is the least amount of work you're willing to do in order to reach that goal? What is the least amount? So that is it. It just requires a little time. It requires maybe 20 minutes of time with a piece of paper, and maybe just etch it out. And you have to mean it. No one can do it for you. So that's it. Avoid stress, distraction, and exhaustion, and you're typically ahead of the game. All right. So I hope that was helpful. I would love it if you wanted to subscribe. These simple tips I've had from working in fitness for I think 25 years, for a really long time. So if you have any suggestions or you have any tips, I'd love it if you'd share it below. Like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.